Welcome to Intimacy Evolution, the podcast that helps you enjoy deeper connection and more intimacy in your relationships. I'm Brianna Carey, relationship and intimacy coach, and together with my husband Mark, a licensed professional counselor, we're here to help couples create the relationships they crave. Relationships evolve over time, and that's okay. Let's talk about it. All right, welcome. We are talking about retreats today.
Yes. So this weekend I had a men's retreat.
Yep.
And so it's fresh on the mind, and let's talk about facilitating and attending.
Our dog is whining. I don't know if you can hear or not. So, talking about retreats, we've attended several ourselves individually and together. And let's just talk about what are some reasons why are retreats such a big deal?
What's the deal?
Yeah, tell me.
Ooh. Why are they a big deal? First, I think
Do you just sit around a campfire singing Kumbaya and holding hands?
sometimes for a little bit at late at night when everything's done, which is a great time and connection to other men. So I'll talk about, we've been to men's retreats.
Mhm.
I've facilitated men's retreats. We've been to couples retreats.
Yep.
You've been to women's retreats. So
I think we covered it all.
yeah, but they're all a little different.
They are.
Right. And
Yeah.
so I'll talk about men's retreats. I think one of the biggest things for me is how immersive they are. And so it's like takes you back in time when you're a kid and you had all your friends over for a sleepover. And there's a great amount of personal development, men's work, as well as fun, play, and deep connection and having community. And so I think that's all big aspects for me.
Yeah.
So it's a unique experience because every moment, at least myself and other facilitators I know, every moment of the day is planned out. And it's often planned to have this up and down, I guess you could say roller coaster, but it's exciting. It's enjoyable. You have a emotional experience or a deep connection, joy, laughter, sadness, anger, whatever it is, big emotional experience followed by a settling in and a grounded and then it's like back to connection. And it's like, then there's community and talking and hanging out together. And then for me, it's like, okay, here it comes again. Oh, this is good to experience, and back down.
Yeah.
So,
what about people that have never experienced what you just described? They're like, I don't want to be on an emotional roller coaster.
yeah. So, it's all controlled, right? It's intentional. It's on purpose. It's, think about anything you enjoy in life and that you might have joy around.
Like
And
sporting events, maybe?
sporting events, or you can talk about books and climax of the book and all that type of stuff. You can talk about the bedroom because you're giving me a look right now.
You said climax.
I said climax.
I'm like a 12-year-old.
We are children right now.
It's all right.
Yeah. So, sporting events, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then throughout, there's all these blips of like excitement. Oh, maybe
And
there's
then
some disappointment.
Yeah.
People crave it. I mean, look at how people watch reality TV
Oh,
shows. There's tons of that. And any drama, any good drama has, you're on the edge of your seat one moment and what's going to happen next. And like,
our son has a little bit of a challenging time with movies when they're getting really excited like that, and they're like creating that like suspense, and we're like, it's okay, it's meant to, it all works out.
yeah, he likes to ask questions like, what's going to happen next? What's going
Yeah.
to, like,
Yeah. So if that's also you, if you've experienced, you're like, I have to know what's happening. Like, I invite you to go to a retreat because this will help you work through those.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of it for me is about accessing things I can't normally access. If it's emotions, if it's deep connection, if it's like fun and play. And at the same time, like you get out of your routine and your daily life and you get into something else and you also get to come home and be interesting to your partner at some point and tell them
Mm,
all about it.
yeah.
And you get to miss each other because you're away.
Yeah. All things
And
we've talked about before.
yes, and it feels, for me, it's like I'm super like proud and impressed when you go do something like that because I'm like, she's taking care of herself. She's going to come back as a better person. Like, this is wonderful for us, for
Mhm.
me, and for you.
Yeah.
And so there's just beauty in that.
Yeah. Yeah, and same for, like, the women's it's so important for both because I know men struggle to find community just like women struggle to find community of people that are like-minded, like-hearted, that understand you guys have similarities, even though you have differences, and you're all in this, like something brought you into this same sphere, and to have a community like that is so impactful, and so, like, for the women's side of it, um things that I've personally worked through these women's only events is like the sisterhood wounds, being able to show up and share vulnerably with other women without fear of judgment,
Hmm.
without fear of being like ostracized, pushed out, and but actually accepted and pulled even closer in
Hmm.
because of those vulnerabilities and sharing so openly and when you are accepted for being your full self, like I cannot even describe the feeling. You have to experience it yourself. And is it scary sometimes? Like, absolutely. Does it feel weird and goofy? You're just sitting here with other women and you go through, like you said, curated experiences and these exercises or whatever, and you're sitting there and you're looking at somebody like
Yeah.
and you're like just sharing, you're like, I've done this and I've done this, or I've experienced it, or I don't like this about myself. When you're trying to like release shame and guilt and things, weight you've been holding and stuff, and you're sharing that. Oh, and knowing that you're held by somebody else, like, it's so
I mean, that's one of the biggest comments that I hear is I went in, I came out so much lighter, I feel lighter, all that type of
yeah.
stuff. And I think it's very beautiful because you had an event on Thursday,
Yeah,
and then I had my men's retreat over the weekend. So it
yeah.
was, you had an event, I had an event, and
It was a lot, y'all.
it was a lot.
We're, like, event hungover right now, and this is the Monday after, so
Yeah. And I'm also just like
but I'm
in
also
bliss, and
energized.
yeah, so I
It's
don't know if you want to talk about the events
yeah, so let's
specifically.
yeah, so though we've talked about our experiences before, but I wanna talk about how things have started shifting for us as facilitators.
Okay.
And so this is now your second retreat that you've hosted
Yes.
yourself. What are some things that you notice as the facilitator when you're bringing men in, when you're leading them through exercises? Like, what do you experience, and what are some things that you notice with them? It's a lot. I'll give
Yeah,
you
and
time.
also super broad when I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
like,
Well, what's a shift been now that you're facilitating or leading the retreats? What are some things that you've noticed, or like I've personally being with you, notice some edges that you've bumped up against, some challenges you've had to overcome,
mhm,
um, things like that. Just it's just a little bit of a perspective thing because I mean, a lot goes into planning these things because
yeah.
we care so much and want to make sure it is like the best experience these people get. And what's also great about them is no retreat is ever the same. It doesn't even
Nope.
matter if it's the same person facilitating because each experience is going to be different.
Yeah,
It's just life.
I've done, like, similar exercises at retreats dozens of times, and every time it's completely different.
Yeah.
It shows me something else, it gives me something more, I go deeper, something happens with that, and so, um, I think it's like a lot of things when you experience something and then when you go to, like, teach it or something,
Mhm.
you learn so much more, and it's been super expansive for me to be on the other side, and I think, a big part of, like, facilitating and their experience is I'm just holding this space, pumping out my love, and just letting them flow with it. And really, um, it's beautiful watching how men support other men,
Mm,
or they might even challenge them a little bit, right?
yeah.
And that's very productive. And then almost at every retreat I've ever been at, there will be some like playful, fun physicality with men. If it's on the basketball court or in volleyball, I mean, it becomes more physical. It becomes more play like. It becomes more playground like.
Yeah,
Um,
which is important.
yeah, I
That's how
mean,
men connect and communicate through
yeah,
that
and there's a lot of
physicality.
research that says like little boys and little kids, they need that like push on each other, the impact, the
The
pressure,
mhm.
and it helps you sleep better, feel emotions better, express better.
Yeah,
And there's a number of positive attributes and outcomes when we allow ourselves to do that.
yeah,
And it's socially appropriate here
yeah,
with
yeah.
permission from everybody. But anywho,
Yeah, and so, yeah, you've had to learn a lot about yourself, and let's correlate that to, like, people that are just wanting to they're stepping into a new space anyways. Like, what are so as you like, are expanding and facing these challenges and stuff, what are some things that you had to work through in order to show up?
well, I'll use this example. I mean, I think for a lot of it doesn't matter if we're taking our kids to our son to play football. There before something, there's often challenges. It's we can't find a mouthpiece or we got to get everybody in the car.
Mhm. Can't find your
Can't
shoes,
find your
like
shoes. And I feel very similar even if when I'm attending a retreat, something is going to challenge me before I even get there.
Mhm,
And when I'm putting it on, like this time, there was a number of challenges that popped up kind of last minute. And I
mhm,
had to hold that tension, work through that. And there's some disappointment, there's some fear. I have to make decisions, which is great.
mhm,
Yeah. And so I think the challenges leading up to an event are very expansive for me.
mhm. It's part of the
Um,
journey. Yeah, it's helping you expand, and each time you have these challenges, how am I wanting to say it? Like, you're expanding your capacity for
yes.
more. And so the next time something challenging happens, it doesn't seem as great because you've done challenges along the way, you know? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
It's same as working out or something like
Things
that.
don't feel as catastrophic, like everything because there were some things that happened before this weekend, and I was like, had we not practiced and had many a challenges before, I could very easily see how it could have been disruptive and
Yeah.
could have been very um deeply impactful to our relationship, being that we work together and
Yeah.
if I wasn't able to hold space for you in those moments or know how to navigate like, okay, I don't need to say anything here, I can step back, or here's where I can lean in, or if you didn't handle it as well, you could have taken out that stress on me as well, or on our kids yelling
Yeah.
and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways. And so these challenges are always lessons for us to expand our capacity to hold more in the future.
Yeah, I think the experience of a retreat starts when you commit to it.
Mhm.
That's when the container really starts. That's when the learning, the expansion, the development starts. And
Yeah.
or when I commit to putting one on,
Mhm.
right? That's when I start having to navigate things that are maybe uncomfortable or challenging and I'm starting to expand. And and really that's what a lot about the retreat is for me. It's this ability to step into challenges, to emotional tension, and go through
Mhm.
it over and over again so that I build better and bigger capacity
Yeah.
for when things happen in life. And it's like the equivalent of like organized chaos, right? Like
Mm.
running 10 miles is hard, it's challenging, it's all these things, and it feels so good. Well,
Um,
runners would say, you are,
like, absolutely not. I'm a half a mile in and I'm ready to
well, yeah,
collapse.
yeah. So,
I'll let you go with that though.
yeah, and so it's like putting yourself in positions to be challenged in a safe, loving, caring, non-judgmental way
Yeah.
so that on the other side, I'm more apt to deal with challenges that come up on the everyday, in my everyday life.
Yeah. I love that. Um, and I love witnessing you stepping into these challenges and navigating and guiding other men on this journey because we need that so much. We need men that are able to tap into their emotions, express their emotions, that allows them to show up more fully in their lives for themselves and their relationships, whether it's with a partner or their children or work or family, whatever.
Mhm.
It like helps. And same for women, right? We get to do that. It's
Yeah.
um but it allows for the polarity to really be there.
Mm.
Anything else there?
No, as you say that, it's the idea that doing something good for me does something good for us, does something
Mhm.
good for everyone else.
Yeah.
What's best for me is best for everyone I'm involved with or connected to.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what was this weekend experience like? Is there any takeaways or commonalities that were there with people? And you don't have to share specifically, but like, in general, like or what were some things that like came through that like maybe surprised you or
Well, I'm actually, because your event was first, I'm gonna shoot this back to you,
okay.
and I wanna hear about yours, and
Okay.
then we'll go with mine.
Yeah, so his was the masculine, mine was the feminine, and this was my first event that we've done here in Bentonville, and it kinda just came together. You brought in Sarah Sharmoli, who did the breath work,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about her later, either in this episode. We're actually gonna record a podcast episode with her. She's phenomenal. But anywho, so it all started like Mark was already bringing her in for his retreat. And I was
Yep.
like, oh, hey, since she's already here, does she want to do anything else? Like, anytime somebody has a gift, I want to have other people experience that gift.
Yes.
And so I'm like, how can we support her further while she's here? And she was totally up for it. And then I just got the message. It was like feminine archetype. And so I was like, okay. And so we created this feminine archetype experience where we did an embodiment practice, then we did breath work, and then we finished it with a sound bath. It was intense. It was 3 hours. There was a lot of energy moving.
Yeah.
It was very transformative, and I told everybody it would be. And what I love is that I learned some new things about myself and the fact that I love planning events. I could be an event coordinator, and I love that, and like I said, I love seeing, um, the gifts that other people have
Mhm.
and then bringing them all together. I see that the bigger vision, and I bring them together and then create an experience for everybody to enjoy. And so
Yeah.
I got to see a different side of myself or tap into a gift that I didn't been there, but I didn't really know until it just like, "Oh, and everybody walked away from the experience, like, just mind blown, totally just grateful for the experience. There was a lot of new ladies there, and even those that have done some sort of breath work or sound bath or things like that, it was completely different. They're like, "I've
Yeah.
never experienced breath work like that. That was an amazing sound bath." And yeah, and again, when we change our frequency and get that energy moving, like we're elevated. We get to show up in our
Mhm.
life more fully. And we just show up differently, which means that we get to show up differently for everyone in our lives in a good way. And they get the benefits of that.
Yeah, and I love that. I feel a lot of that as well as far as, like, I love introducing and connecting people.
Yeah.
So people that I find, like, super valuable in my life
Hmm.
or really good with a gift, I want everyone else to know about that. I
Yeah.
want to be the one that brings that goodness, like, the amazingness to everyone around me.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I can really feel that, resonate with that idea, and, yeah, did a
Yeah.
great job. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. And we got to dress up too. So that's always fun. So that was a fun piece. Like it wasn't required, but I encouraged everybody to pick an archetype that they identified with. So maiden, mother, lover, queen, wild woman, wise woman. Uh, pick something that just resonated with you. Yeah, it was fun.
We did not dress up. So there's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right. So you kicked it over to me,
Yep.
but you were going to share something. Oh, just the experience of commonalities, the guys and whatnot.
Mhm. Yeah, so there's this saying, and what's most personal is most universal.
Mm.
And and one of the most beautiful things I experience at an event like this is when one guy is talking about their experience in life, their experience with their family, with their loved ones, with their kids, with people around them, and then you can see around the circle there's multiple guys shaking their head
Mhm.
and connecting and identifying with that and pulling away from other people's stories.
Mhm.
It's the benefit of storytelling. And I've had many clients and people that have attended my retreats. One thing that they say is, "Man, those guys were so awesome. I felt deeply connected with all of them. Essentially, I want to be friends with all of them." Just because we're bringing high quality individuals together and in their life
Mhm.
and doing things that make us better versions of ourselves.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. So important.
yeah.
What else you got?
I think you're talking about moving energy in the body,
Mhm.
and from the psychological and the scientific perspective, if the issues are in the tissues, trauma's
Mhm.
kept in the body, memories are kept in the body,
Yeah.
then we access some of those things through the body. It's
Mhm.
important to do the mental work,
Yes.
the high level thinking work, but it's just as important or more important to do the body work, the
Yes.
somatics, the moving our body. It's no secret we often dance as
Mhm.
men together. It's a very primitive
Mhm.
idea and feeling, right? Men used to dance around the campfire all the time. If it was,
Women, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's what we did.
yeah, exactly. And I bring a lot of that in, and
Mhm.
it's fun because at the beginning of the retreat, there were a couple people that weren't dancing. By the end, they were moving a lot more.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so,
I
uh,
love that when there's, new people that have never done embodiment or
yes,
anything like that before, because that happened at ours too, and, we're dancing and Ziva, who's amazing at embodiment work, and she's, saying, "Feel this and imagine this and blah, blah, blah," and you just kinda see them kinda like, "Okay," and, they think
so
that.
they're just, like, rocking back and forth. I'm giving the description of
Yeah, oh,
what you're
sorry,
actually
kinda yeah,
doing.
sorry, yeah, just kinda like a slow rocking back and forth or, stepping side to side or whatever, kinda like, Hitch, just staying in that
Stay
space,
in the
right?
space right
Right,
here.
staying in their space, but, by the end of it, they're like, "Oh, okay, this is what we can do," and being with others that have experienced it, is it gives them permission to be
Yeah.
bigger, to show up more, and so it's really fun at the end to see people come out of that shell and, realize, I don't have to stay confined in this little thing.
Well, and that's such a beautiful piece that, like, let's expand that into people's lives,
Mhm.
right? We want people to become the biggest, best version of
Stop
themselves.
playing small, y'all.
Yeah, and because that's where your gifts lie. That's where you can give to your loved ones, that's where you can give to society, that's,
Mm,
where we all just really, uh can gain so much more, and
yeah.
it is very special to be fully loved.
Yeah.
I love all every one of those guys, and every one of their dance moves are different and unique and just as they are, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful to
Mhm.
watch.
Yeah. It really is.
I don't know that I'm selling any guys on coming to a retreat
They're
right
like,
now.
"I have to dance and talk about my feelings. I'm out."
Yeah.
And that's exactly why you should be there.
Yes. If you feel resistance to something, that's most likely why we just step into
The
that. It
exact
would do something for
Mhm.
us.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanna circle back and reiterate, the importance of body and energy work.
Yeah.
Not knocking therapy. Therapy is great, serves its purpose, and like you said, if we stay all in the head, it doesn't fully get the healing done that you're hoping it will. Because there's a book, it says the body keeps the score. The body
Yeah.
remembers so much. And if you're not allowing the body to express and move that, you're always going to come up against the same blocks, the same challenges, the same frustrations until you take care of that. This interesting thing about the body as humans, because we do have the prefrontal cortex and all of the logic and everything like that, like we have these stories created.
Yeah.
Animals don't have that. A rabbit gets chased by a fox, it outruns the fox, and then immediately after it shakes all that like fear and anxiousness off, and it's done. It's out. They got that out of the body, they're done. We don't do that. As humans, we don't that energy and emotion and stuff out of our body. It literally stays there. And then we can create stories. We go to therapy, we talk and rationalize it and think that we're going to be through it, but then something can happen and subconsciously we're responding in a way that we don't understand.
Yeah.
And that's our body talking to us saying like, "Hey, we're not done here."
Yeah. Because it really takes the working of both of those together
Yes.
in unison in some way.
Mhm.
So I guess the takeaway here is if you feel some big emotion, shake your body like an animal.
Yeah, and that's why we love doing dance parties in our
That's
house.
where Taylor Swift got Shake It Off. You cannot see her face. She's just shaking her head at me. Dad jokes. Yay.
Mhm.
Could we start that rumor though?
I will probably get a cease and desist
That's
for
probably
legal themes.
You're probably right.
Some story will get spun off about how Taylor Swift's trauma started her shaking up. It's like, golly, we did not say that. Nobody say that.
It could be true though.
Mark.
Oh, okay.
For another episode. Another thing I noticed that can be challenging when trying to decide to go to retreats is the feeling of guilt for leaving a partner, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
That can be like a challenge because you're like, we have so much going on and I'm going to leave them with the kids all by themselves and it can be a lot and then it can create some tension, conflict, resentment, like all the things. And with us, because I was home with the kids and I was also the caterer for the
She was
whole
supporting.
weekend. So I was also having my event Thursday and then supporting Mark's event and taking care of the kids. And then we also had Sarah staying with us. And
Yeah.
so host, caterer, parent, like I'm shifting between all these hats and it was a lot. And I know that ultimately you were doing powerful work
Yeah.
that these men are getting so much out of and it's important. And so I know the highest good. I know that you are getting so much out of it and you're going to come back as a higher version of yourself, a more loving partner and parent. So you get to show up in ways. And then I also get fun interaction with my kids. Yes, my in laws got to watch the kiddos one night, but I got them back at lunchtime the next day and had them for the rest of Saturday and Sunday while you're doing all this stuff. And they got to come around with me and we got to have
Mhm.
new experiences together. And they got to be a part of helping mommy make the food and load up the
Yeah.
food. And I think that's so important as well. But I know that it can be challenging.
Yeah.
And so what are some things that you've noticed or heard, or how have people overcome these challenges that do have
Well, yeah,
kids or conflicts of schedule? Like, oh, my kids play sports. I don't want to miss this. I hear you. And
so that can be I think that's a big struggle for moms and dads. Like,
yes.
to be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
from the dad perspective, it's like I'm putting on multiple hats too, like I'm coach or something, and
Mhm.
I don't want to miss that. there's always going to be reasons not to do what's really good for you. But I'm telling you, time and time again, doing the thing, going through the things that are stopping you,
Mhm.
it's always worth it.
Yeah.
A lot of it's about communication.
Mhm.
I know for me, I know for many men out there that we start creating stories
Yeah.
of, hey, I don't think I can do that because my wife's going to want me home or this or that. And we haven't even talked to our partner.
Yeah.
We're already like doing a little people pleasing or
Mm.
something, even though we haven't had the conversation.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do you communicate something you want?
Mhm.
And it comes back to this idea of like, you come to a partner and you say, hey, I really want to do this thing.
Mhm.
How could we make this work?
Yeah.
Right? Let's problem solve it because my desire is very important.
Mhm.
And so let's problem solve how we can make that happen.
Yeah. And I know men have burnout like women, and we talk about this a lot. You've got to prioritize yourself ultimately. And if you are burnt out, you're not the best version of you for your partner. You're not the best version of a parent for your kids. So it's not being selfish saying, "Oh, I'm going to go on a trip and I'm going to go do these things." Like, I'm going to take care of myself so that I can come back and be better for everyone
Yeah.
else. And like, you have to switch that perspective. When you shift that perspective, you get to explain that to your kids, and then you're setting an example for
Hmm.
them, right? Hey, I know you have a soccer game this weekend, and I can't wait to see all of the pictures and videos from it, and I can't wait for you to tell me all about it. But I'm going to go to this thing because it's going to make me a better daddy for you.
Yeah.
I get to come back, be more present, do whatever. It's one out of many. And so don't get hung up on that too.
Yeah. Especially, if it is one out of many. I
Mhm.
mean, some people have different structures and
Yeah, yeah,
schedules
yeah.
like work and whatnot. But I think the biggest thing is your kids want what's good for you.
Yeah.
Like they haven't been, for the most part, their viewpoints haven't been skewed or
Mhm.
changed by society or experiences yet because they're often very young or ours are.
Mhm.
And so they often are like, yeah, okay, you're going to
Yeah.
miss this one game. I'll be a little sad and that's okay.
Mhm.
And I'm happy for you. And
Yes.
it's amazing what they can come up with,
Mhm.
when we talk to them like, hey, yeah, I'm going to miss this event. I'll be thinking about it. I can't wait to see it. And pictures, videos, that type of thing.
Mhm.
And it's important for me to do this for me.
Yeah. And
And
I can't wait to share my experience with you because they
yes,
wanna hear stories. They wanna know what you
yes,
did. And just like we talked about with couples, like having separate experiences actually deepens the connection. It's the same for parents and kids.
yeah,
Having those separate experiences, like our daughter's 5 and she's like, "I miss you when I'm at school." I'm like, "I know I miss you too." And you know what? I love hearing all of your stories when you get home about what you did, what you learned, who you played with. And then I share about my day with her and we get to connect through our separate experiences.
that's beautiful. And I think the something else just came to me. It was a conversation I was having with the guys at my men's retreat, and that is like looking at all the intimacy points.
Mm,
So in a men's retreat, okay, we got experiential intimacy.
yep,
We're all experiencing a similar thing together, right? We've got physical because we use our bodies.
yep.
We got emotional. We're connecting deeply.
Mhm.
We got intellectual. We often talk about like what we're reading or what we're thinking or what we're
The
doing.
meaning of life.
That's right. That's right. Um, Spiritual intimacy, we talk about if we have bigger beliefs than ourselves. I
Yeah.
mean, definitely. Um, and there is some sexual intimacy because we talk about how our relationships are going, what our relationships are with sex, and and how that impacts our relationship with our partners.
And that's so important for men to have a safe space like that to talk about sex and intimacy and not locker room talk, but
No.
like what was like ingrained in me as I was growing up and how has that impacted my life and my relationships and how do I overcome this? and like the deeper
Yeah.
parts of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that kind of starts to round out this episode because we've covered a lot about the experience. And at the same time, part of the experience is not knowing exactly what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like a
Type A
beautiful.
people, you're not gonna know every single thing, and that's okay.
Are you talking to yourself?
Yep. And yeah, I think this is great. I love this.
Yeah. I like getting to talk about it like immediately after and
Mm-hmm.
because it
Everything's
allows me
fresh.
to, yeah, and it allows me to relive some of the moments,
Mm,
the memories and the feelings and the joy and the happiness
yeah.
that comes along with it.
Anything else?
I feel pretty complete.
Yeah, I think this is really good. So, yeah, if you have any questions about retreats or you want to share an experience that you've had at a retreat or anything like that, feel free to reach out to us. Brianna Carey on Instagram, Mark Carey on Instagram, or Intimacy Evolution.
Yeah.
Reach out to us and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.